Tap that subscribe button and keep it locked here to Secrets to a Free Mind show with your host, Melanie Parker, powered by Quality Girl. In this episode, we'll hear from a music producer from SiriusXM on maintaining emotional intelligence dealing with negative people. Keep it locked. Welcome back. I'm Melanie Parker, founder of Quality Girl and your host of Secrets to a Free Mind show, where we help you free your mind, move forward in life. Shout out to Mike Horn at Mike Life Poetry on Twitter for co-designing the cover art and composing the beats. In addition to listening to this podcast, be sure to tap the thumbs up icon, subscribe button, and bell icon to love us, follow us, and receive clips via Twitter on episodes. Let's welcome the one and only Joan Bishop. Hi, Joan.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
The sunshine, happiness, it's lovely everywhere. Flowers, birds. Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's a glorious time.
Amen.
Time.
Amen.
Thank the Lord for that. So, we want to get to know you. Who is Joan Bishop?
Somebody with probably way too much energy and bounce.
No. Enough. Love it.
That one. I guess an individual that just perseveres. The door's closed. I'm like, oh yeah?
Yes. That's your signature. Oh yeah?
Oh yeah? That kind of person. Let's see, I do commercials on SiriusXM. I produce there. I sing in bands. I write music. Make costumes. Like, just creativity, a balance in whatever I want to do, so that door is never closed. I just kick it open.
I know that's right. Abound more and more.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So tell us about your profession at SiriusXM.
Let's see. Well, I walk in every day and I get emails from different kinds of people all over the United States, like Mrs. Fields Cookies or Days or whatever. It doesn't matter, of people who want to advertise, get a message on the SiriusXM talk channels. So I'll take those requests and I'll sometimes write a script, pull you in or other people in to record the voiceovers and put music behind it and the sound effects and create a 30 or 15 or 60-second commercial, and then it gets broadcast.
Wow. And I'm telling you, you mix it up. You're so talented and gifted. Also, tell us about your band. Share.
It is a ska band. It's kind of like a reggae punk would be the closest thing to describe the sound of the music if you're not familiar with ska. And we just do a whole bunch of crazy, high energy music. You know, the main thing is we want to see the crowd bouncing and having a good time. We want them to forget the day that's happened. And if we can do that, that's really why we're doing it.
Yes.
Is to help heal people with music.
Yes.
Yeah, trying to be.
Yeah, and a healer. Yes. Yes. I love it. So, Joni, as a music writer, producer, director, and singer, quadruple threat. And yes, you are. And we know music comforts the soul, the mind, will, and emotions, and intellect.
Yeah.
How does music raises one's frequency level in his, her body, soul?
Well, if you go back to physics, where you have the vibrating string, which is within every single atom, we are all walking symphonies. And you can, like any instrument, become detuned, misaligned harmonically. So music basically can get into the fundamental core of who or what you are and realign that and help with your health and well-being. Because if you're, a detuned cord, there's going to be a lot of disease and a lot of stuff going on, and the mind plays into that too. Our minds also help tune our own bodies. So it's the music helps. It's the type of music to help with that.
Fascinating. Now let's connect positive music with happy vibration. When you compose music, which instruments do you play to raise one's frequency level?
It can be anything. So let's see. It can be anything from a couple sine waves to make what's called binaural beats, which gets somebody into a relaxed state. And you can have words of affirmation, of new thought patterns being said when they become in this relaxed state. Or you can use bowls. You can even use a guitar.
I love strings.
Yeah, it's intention. It has a lot to do with it. Intention.
Wow. I'm telling you, we're learning something today.
Right on.
Yes. Let's discuss the meaning of emotional intelligence. Let's get to the heart of it. What does it mean to you?
Being able to discern what it is you're feeling and being able to recognize that it is necessarily not you and that you can observe it without letting it take you up in its tornado effect. So somebody can come and be very angry and yell at you. Can you sit there and just be chill and recognize you don't have to accept that?
Right.
You don't have to react to that. That is emotional intelligence. If somebody comes at you and starts yelling and then all of a sudden that, triggers you and you don't have the intelligence to recognize that you're just initially feeling, it's just like somebody, hits you. If you don't have the wherewithal to recognize that it's them coming at you with that, you don't have to respond in that manner. So the emotional intelligence comes from that awareness.
True. Now let's park. Yeah, it does. Let's park right there for a sec. Also, we know emotional intelligence does not mean you never feel angry or cry, or etc. And it does not encompass only manners such as saying thank you or excuse me if you sneeze. So, but what we're saying is that we still can feel. It's just how we respond. We have to think several steps ahead of our opponent or someone who's trying to project their pain or negative energy on us, right?
Or sadness or whatever, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Which factors could have prevented emotional intelligence development?
Trauma. And it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of bad trauma. It can just be also when we're growing up as small children, we learn to behave in certain ways in order to get a response that we want from our parents.
Sure.
And the operating system that we used as children is not going to serve us as 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old adults. So we have to constantly recognize if something is triggering you and then you respond as a trigger, all of a sudden you get angry or you get hyper depressed. Well, that's an operating system that's you've been using since you were a child. You need to check that out, sit with it, figure out why you're being triggered to undo that, to use a different kind of operating system in that situation for you.
Right. So true. Scientifically, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow.
And it's scary. It's scary to react to situations in ways that are foreign to us.
That's true.
And it takes practice. And if you think, okay, next time when this flares me up, I'm going to try reacting this way. And sometimes you get scared in that situation and we fall back to doing what we've always done. The thing is not to beat ourselves up, realize, okay, the next time that happens, I'm going to try it this way. And it's going to be scary because it's a new way of reacting. It's a new way of being. So give yourself that grace to let yourself practice and fail because we don't know and we're doing something new and let it take the time it needs to set in, for new habits to set in and be created.
So true, Joni. So true. Because sometimes
self-love.
Give ourselves grace to grow, to expand, to move forward. Now, sometimes even though we're mature, When we're tired or hungry, sometimes we can revert back to that primitive thought process or reaction. But as long as we aware and we put effort in trying to personally develop and change, that's the key. That's the victory.
It's the effort. Yeah, it's the journey. Again, going back to that cliche phrase, it's the journey.
It's the journey. I love it, Joni. I love it. That's why I gel so much with you. I'm telling you, girl. You're so free and emotionally intelligent. Again, that going back to, doesn't mean we never feel or we never have a moment. Mm-hmm. But when we recognize our growth, when it's not a cycle of operating. Right. It's not reactionary at that point.
Absolutely. It's not, absolutely. It's okay, we feel it. Okay, what do we want to do now? We ask ourselves, what do we want to do? We don't just shoot off like a wired cock gun,
Exactly. And then act and apologize later.
Exactly.
Right. Well, some people do, sometimes we all can do.
I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to. I need to spit at you. But and this is good because, we're learning. This is a time now during even our lockdown time of maturing, and it's a good time. If we take the opportunity and be aware of what's going on and how we can develop and become more and more Christ-like, more and more, the better person that he called us to be. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about that. Now, Joni, how can one resume emotional intelligence development as an adult?
One can resume emotional intelligence as an adult by finding out where you're getting triggered. And I guess one of the most easy ways that most people are getting triggered right now is when discussing politics. Mm-hmm. So if one feels their anger rising, realize that we only have half of the picture. The other person that has a completely opposite perspective has the other half. So when you're noticing you're getting really angry, it's because a lot of times your anger is ego-based and you want the other person to agree with you.
Sure.
So that you feel a sense of, I'm right. Mm-hmm. And if you're finding you keep getting angry every time somebody else holds an opposite viewpoint, that's when you have to check yourself and take a couple steps back, mm-hmm. breathe, listen to the other person, and understand where they're coming from in their perspective.
Right.
And don't just, and the thing about different perspectives is there's a diamond. A diamond has a multitude of facets. You both have only one facet each. Mm-hmm. There are so many other people, and you have to talk to so many other people on top of that to see all the different facets to understand the diamond in its entirety. Mm-hmm. And then we have to take all those different perspectives and figure out a way to marry them to come together as a whole. If you just keep arguing, it's a me against you kind of situation, you're trying to beat the other person down for dominance. That's not a healthy way to be.
That's right. That's true. Communication is also listening and also checking your body language when you're listening, not trying to give off cues. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tired of you talking, but listen. Yeah. That's communication.
Listen.
So true, Joni. So true.
Yeah, that's one place I know a lot of people get triggered right now that they can practice having a graceful, humane conversation with somebody. And if they're completely off the rails, it's okay. Mm-hmm. It is okay that they are completely on another planet with their thinking. Uh-huh. It's a beautiful thing. Right. Understand why. Ask them questions. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that way? Dig. That's understand true. Them. That's that's showing your love for them. Otherwise, you don't love them. You love yourself.
That's true. That is so true. That's good, Joni. How can one incorporate positive music in her daily routine?
When you're brushing your teeth in the morning is one way.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an easy way. When you're driving to work, riding your bicycle.
Yeah. Simple, right?
Simple.
Okay. Now, how can one maintain emotional wellness when encountering negative people?
First step is breathing. Notice that you're getting hot. Usually when I'm dealing with negative people, I start getting hot.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know, it's just like you start feeling that little thing inside, it twists, and you're just like, ugh.
Yep.
So recognize that hotness. It's letting you know something's not right here, and breathe through it. Breathe through it, kind of disassociate and observe what's going on. Start observing the room that you're in is one way. You know, start outside and then start working your way in to start getting the process of observing going. So kind of disassociate and be like, okay, I'm in this room. There's, tan walls. There's a curtain. There's this person in front of me. This person in front of me is like really getting a little twisted right now. Okay. What are we getting twisted about? It's like take it back a couple steps and then start dialing it in with observation, breathing through it and going, okay, how can I bring love into the situation?
Yes. Where is this person at the moment?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they're coming at you. So how can you bring love in the situation? And it takes some humility and practice to do that.
True. That is true. I'm telling you. Because, you catch a person wrong when you got people coming at you, you do want to react and jump back. But you have to step back and become aware where they're at, what's going on. And also the important key is to know who you are, that you have nothing to prove.
Amen.
Be unapologetic about who you are and come from a place of security and that, okay, this person is dealing, maybe I just need to step up, give them that space and I do what I need to do.
Again, self-love.
Self-love in order to give love.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Amen.
Oh my, I love this, Joni. I love this. How does one practice maintaining emotional wellness on a daily basis with negative people at work or in the home?
At work can be really hard. At home, it's really hard. Start with at home. Let's see. I had a very emotionally and verbally abusive father.
Okay.
Growing up. So this is basically where I got to practice learning how to do all this.
Okay.
Was growing up with this kind of emotionally and verbally abusive father. It was bad. Like going to high school, people could make fun of me and call me names. It did not bother me at all because it did not touch the level of verbal abuse I was getting at home.
Right.
So when anybody at school would make fun of me, I would just laugh at it to the point where it didn't bother me. And the same holds true. Any external source that tries to come at me, I just laugh because I had that kind of training. And when you have that kind of training as a child, there's different ways you can react. You either take it and let it beat you down, or you become that person, right? Those are two other ways.
Right.
Or you look at it and you go, how can I rise above this? Even as children, we're given adult choices.
That's so true. That's a good point, Joni. That's a good point because we're also in the fire to grow, but also to be victors, to be able to bring other people out of the fire.
Yes, that's why I say never treat a child like a child.
That's so true. That's so true.
So growing up, I'm just like, all right, I'm looking at that. I'm just like, how do I react to this? How do I not let this beat me down? I could start yelling back at him and doing all this. And it was just literally through reading the Bible and the grace of God and seeing how in there it says to deal with those kind of people to where he's got it under control. And every time he would say something and it would hurt, I would breathe through it. I would let it go. I would write music about it. I would write poetry about it. And I would go, you know what? This man's in my life for a short period of time. I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to go to school. When people react to me, it's not going to bother me because it's not going to be at the same level, because a parent who says things to you versus a stranger or a friend is just not even at the same.
That's true.
Not even the same. Eventually, it got to the point where as an adult, it was still coming on to where I had to finally address it. And I finally looked at him and I said, hey, what you're doing is wrong. I don't appreciate it. I'm not accepting this anymore. And at that point, all of a sudden, this I don't know how to, like, this grounding set in to where I have just now stood up to the worst bully of my life and told him, what you're giving at me, I don't accept anymore.
That's right. We don't accept it. That is so true, Joan. I love that.
Saying it to him, but saying it to that offensive person.
We have to confront. That's so true.
You have to confront, and in that confrontation of whoever is beating you up, you have to confront them, and it has to be out of love.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Of saying, I'm not accepting this behavior anymore. All of a sudden, your sense of self just goes, whoosh,
yep,
and it is like locked in like Legos.
Yep.
And at that point, whatever they do to you, just look at them and be like, You know, you have to claim your power back.
You do. That's exactly. You're gaining your power back, taking it back by force.
Taking it back.
And still, it's force. What I love about what you said, Joni, is that you confronted. You had to deal with it. We can laugh it off. We think it, okay, we brushed it off, but it still go into our subconscious, and we have to address it. We have to deal with it. Now, if we internalize it, we still have to deal with it and able to see the heart of that thing in order to crush it.
Yeah, you have to take physical action, and it doesn't. I don't mean like punching or fighting or
right.
It's looking at them and with all that you are in your heart and soul, say, I am not accepting this behavior anymore. It's wrong.
That's right.
We're done.
We don't have to take it. We don't have to take it.
No. Return to sender.
Also, okay. And also, even the thoughts that come into our own minds, the enemy of our own souls, we don't have to take it. So we have to do internal warfare as well as external.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Wow. This is good. Woo. Girl. Joni, I hate to hang up. Look, any upcoming concerts?
Not right now.
Look, you can do it from your YouTube channel. So tell us your channel.
Let's see. There's Free Lobster for the music. It's Free Lobster Buffet, which is the name of the ska band. And if you want to check out, I teach people how to make money with their voice. If you're a vocalist or trying to be a voiceover artist, I've started a channel called Voice Haze on YouTube. So either one of those.
Oh, I love it, Joni. You are truly gifted and a gift to the world through your love. That's why I love you. I love you, my sister.
I love you. All the way.
That's that funk in it, girl.
Yes.
Any resources you'd like to share with us?
Oh, good resources. See, I'm trying to blank. Let me think. Resources. Seriously, is meditating on scripture. You know, there's two sides to the conversation, listening and talking. Yeah. And there's a lot of contention on the meditation, the listening side of prayer. So when you go through scripture and you're having trouble, you know, the biggest book in the Bible that helped me deal with verbal bullies was Proverbs.
Yes.
And then testing that scripture and putting it to work, freaking miraculous.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand chapters or verses or whatever, you know, when you're done praying, just sit there and be like, Lord, I don't understand this verse, and just sit there in the silence. Yes. And, you know, practice letting the thoughts come and go and just observing them, and you will be answered. You know, maybe not in 1 day or 2 days, but you have to show that you're earnest in your search for answers.
That's right. Got to go in.
You know, and if you believe God is a living God, he is going to answer you.
Yes, he will.
And I know a lot of people like, no, meditation is of the devil. I'm like, no, you have to listen to God. It's in the scripture.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
It's listening and talking. Tell him what you want. Yeah, if you're angry at God, you can be angry at God. Yes, he wants that passionate relationship. He's living.
Yes,
you know?
a relationship.
Entity.
That's right. A personal relationship.
Yeah. If you're happy, let him know what you're happy about. Yes. If you're angry, by all means, let him know that you're angry.
That's right. Talk to him.
Also listen.
That's right. I love it. Oh my God. This is Bible study too, Joni. I'm telling you, know, we be putting it down in your studio. Oh, this is what? Good to me?
All the time.
Oh my God. Thank you, Joni, for hanging out with us today.
I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Join us next week for the episode Iron Sharpens Iron, Healthy Friendships. Remember, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Peace.